Jessica Cooper did not want a cat. She had said this out loud repeatedly to anyone who asked and several people who didn't. She was allergic to commitment, she said. She traveled for work. She liked her apartment the way it was, which was quiet and hair-free and completely under her control. Then she found a cardboard box outside her building on a Thursday evening in April with exactly one occupant and 0 apologies. And everything she had carefully decided about her life turned out to be negotiable. His name is Sultan. He is 20 pounds of long-haired Maine Coon who has never, not once in 2 years, acknowledged that he lives here on anyone's terms but his own. And the grooming brush, it turns out, changed everything. Jessica was 27 when Sultan arrived. She worked in marketing, lived in a second-floor apartment in Denver with good light and 0 pets by design, and considered herself a person who had her life reasonably organized. She had one succulent on the windowsill that had somehow survived 14 months without being watered on any consistent schedule, which she considered reasonable evidence of her capacity for responsibility. She had a gym membership she used twice a month and called that balance. She did not have a cat. She did not want a cat, but the box was sitting outside the lobby door at 7:14 p.m. and it was raining. The rain was steady. She told herself she was just going to look. She heard him before she saw him. One sound, not a meow exactly, something lower and more deliberate, like a complaint from someone who had been waiting long enough and was prepared to wait longer, but wanted it noted that they were not happy about it. She opened the box. He was enormous. Not kitten enormous, fully grown, fully fluffy, dark tabby, long whiskers, and an expression on his face that communicated clearly that he had not chosen this situation and expected things to improve promptly. She brought him inside because it was raining. That was the only reason. She named him Sultan because he looked at her apartment the way someone looks at a hotel room they've been given as a favor, tolerant, evaluating, reserving judgment. He walked the perimeter of the living room once, slowly, and then sat in the middle of it and looked at her as though waiting for orientation. The first week was a renegotiation of every assumption Jessica had about her own space. Sultan decided the couch was his on day 1 and the bed was his on day 2, which left Jessica with the option of sleeping on the couch or accepting that she had a roommate who would not be paying rent or asking permission. She chose the second option, which Sultan acknowledged by moving from the center of the bed to approximately 2/3 of it, which he appeared to consider a generous compromise. He did not use the cat bed she bought him. He sat next to it, examined it once, and never acknowledged it again. He ignored the toys she bought him, all 3 of them. He sniffed each one with the mild curiosity of someone clearing their inbox and then walked away. He was particular about his water, not the bowl. He preferred the filtered fountain Jessica had to order specifically because he would sit next to the regular bowl and look at it with an expression that she could only describe as disappointed. She bought the fountain. He began drinking from it immediately and without gratitude, which she understood by then was simply how Sultan communicated acceptance. She told her coworker about this. Her coworker said she had been trained. Jessica said she preferred the word adapted. He allowed her to pet him on his own schedule, which meant he would walk past her, pause, press the side of his face against her hand for approximately 4 seconds, and then continue walking as though the interaction had not occurred. She found this deeply funny, and then found herself looking forward to it. He followed her from room to room in a way that was not affectionate so much as supervisory. He watched her make coffee with the focused attention of someone monitoring for procedural errors. He sat on her laptop when she worked, not for warmth, it seemed, but to make a point about priorities. When she was on calls, he would position himself just outside the camera frame and occasionally walk through it with the unhurried confidence of someone who had more important places to be. He had a specific chair in the living room that was his, not a cat bed, not a dedicated cat perch, her reading chair. He sat in it every evening from about 6 p.m. onward and would look at her steadily if she approached, not aggressively, just with the sustained patience of someone waiting for you to realize you had made a mistake. Jessica started sitting on the couch. The reading chair became his. Jessica called her sister in week 3 and said she thought she might be living with a very small, very opinionated person. Her sister said that was exactly what a Maine Coon was. She said it like it was common knowledge. Jessica said she wished someone had told her sooner. Her sister said she wouldn't have believed them. Still here and haven't subscribed yet? That honestly stings a little. Subscribe now and don't miss what comes next. The grooming started by accident, the way most of the important things in this story started. Jessica had noticed that Sultan's fur, which was extraordinary in volume and density, was beginning to develop what she could only describe as architectural ambitions. She bought a brush. She approached Sultan with it on a Saturday afternoon the way you approach something you are not entirely sure about. She held it out. He looked at it. He looked at her. Then he tilted his head toward the brush with the specific patience of someone who had been expecting this and was mildly relieved it had finally arrived. She brushed him for 4 minutes before she realized she had stopped thinking about anything else. This was the part she hadn't expected, not the brushing itself, but what it did to the room. Sultan sat perfectly still in the bathroom sink, eyes half closed, completely present in a way that required her to be completely present too. No phone, no background noise, no mental list of things she hadn't done yet, just the brush moving through that enormous fur and Sultan making a sound somewhere between a purr and a hum that she had not heard him make before and would spend a long time trying to describe accurately afterward. He had rules, of course. The brush had to move in a specific direction. If she deviated, he turned his head and looked at her with one golden eye until she corrected course. He expected the session to begin with his chin, which he lifted for her without being asked, and end with the long fur on his tail, which he extended in her direction with the ceremonial patience of someone presenting something valuable. When it was done, he stepped out of the sink, shook himself once, and walked away with the composure of someone who had received exactly what they deserved. Jessica sat on the bathroom floor for a moment after. She wasn't sure why. It just felt right. Jessica started blocking the time on her calendar, Saturdays at 2 p.m., Sultan's appointment. Her friends thought it was funny, then they met Sultan. One of them sat with the brush for 17 minutes and came out of the bathroom quiet in a way that took a few minutes to explain. "It's meditative," she said finally. "He makes you pay attention." He does. That is, it turns out, a gift not everyone knows how to give. Stories like this one don't always look like much from the outside. A cardboard box, a rainy Thursday, a woman who said she didn't want a cat and meant it completely until she didn't. Some creatures arrive without ceremony and rearrange everything quietly and completely. Sultan did not knock. He was in a cardboard box in the rain, and Jessica opened it, and that was the entire negotiation. 2 years later, the succulent on the windowsill has been joined by 4 others because Sultan likes sitting near plants, and Jessica has started noticing what he likes. The laptop is shared, the bed is shared, the 2 p.m. Saturday appointment is non-negotiable. Sultan turned 4 this spring. He weighs 20 pounds and has an opinion about everything and has communicated zero interest in changing. She is not a cat person. She is specifically a Sultan person. There is a difference, and he has spent 2 years explaining it to her with great patience and a wooden brush. Is Sultan running this household, or is Jessica? Tell me in the comments.